Hey guys, it's San and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. Yes, I'm giving you guys a double feature today because I'm not going to let Flesh and Blood overwrite your Pokemon content. I know that's what you guys want. So, you guys requested I do spider systems over sets, and you know what? We're going to do it. Why? It's a good way for me to archive knowledge, and you guys get to discuss it, and maybe I can reevaluate in the future. So, today, we are doing Darkness Ablaze, okay? Dab. Um, So, Darkness Ablaze. This is actually a very interesting story. For those, I know there's a lot of newer people or some people who didn't care about this set initially. Darkness Ablaze is is a very conflicting story. Everyone was convinced the Rainbow Rare Charizard was going to come. Rainbow Rare Charizard was a trophy card in Japan, and we had past trophy cards like a Rainbow Rare Mewtwo and I believe it was a Reshiram or a Zekrom. It was one of those two. And at that time, people speculated that those would come to the American card game. Never happened. So when we saw the Charizard, we're like, yeah, that's not happening. And we got the VMAX. And everyone was thinking, wait a minute, are they going to have him as a Rainbow Rare? Even I did too. Like, I thought, maybe. Like, he's on the box. He's the flagship of the set. When would they have the flagship on the box and then not give him a Rainbow Rare? Lo and behold, no Rainbow Rare came, and then they blindsided us with what they did with Champion's Driveway. Okay? So, supply at release. Alright? Supply at release was neutral, honestly. There was excitement at the time, but we hadn't hit the Logan Paul hype levels of hype where literally everything explodes, like anything with the letter P is worth more. We hadn't reached that, so you can get Darkness Ablaze easily. You can still go to the stores, buy it off the shelves, all that nice stuff. Now, 6 to 12 months later, supply, I would actually say is kind of bad. Not bad in the way that there's not enough of it, bad in the way that there's a little too much, and it's not selling. Darkness Ablaze on the open market, I believe, is running around in the vicinity of 160 to 180. That is not because the supply is low. That is because stores are increasing their prices so that they don't sell out a product completely. Because by their rationale, they believe that it's better to not make quick sales and still have product on the shelves than it is to get rid of it and then not be able to and then be a location that doesn't offer anything later on. That's what the rationale is. People aren't paying those prices very easily because the set itself has some weaknesses, as we're about to explore. Playability at release, I would say it kind of balances out to be neutral. Reason for that is because Crobat V was very playable, very. But then everything else really wasn't, and now 6 to 12 months later, we've had Crobat V reprinted in Shining Fates, and he even has his own box now, so it's really easy to get him. As for the intrinsic value of this set, at release, it was actually pretty solid. All the cards were worth a fair little bit. Charizard VMAX was worth a ton. And again, this was the era when you could get $500 cases, where I was able to purchase a break with someone. The Game Capital, I was able to purchase one with him for about $380, I believe, somewhere in that vicinity. It was very cheap by comparison to the case. That was the market at the time. However, now, the intrinsic value of this set isn't great because the prices are too high. At $180, $170 for the case, we're looking somewhere in the vicinity of like $1,000. Your intrinsic value is not there. I don't like it. It's not close enough. I know modern, you can deviate further from it, but this is just too far of a deviation. You'd have to pull like 5 Charizard VMAXs, and take it from me, I opened 2 cases, I pulled 3. No, I pulled 2, and then I pulled 1 more from a booster box and a half of the bonus blisters. Deviation. Deviation at release, I would actually go so far as to say it wasn't exactly, you know what, I'll go neutral. It wasn't bad because most of the cards had pretty much the same prices and were very comparable, except for the Charizard VMAX, of course. Now, Deviation's fine. Most of your Rainbow Rares are running around in the vicinity of $25. Your gold cards are like $30. Fairly priced, and then the Charizard VMAX is only $100, so it's not as bad as it was at release. So now I'd say Deviation's pretty okay. Expectations at release. People were expecting so much for this set. We're going to get a Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare. It's going to be so valuable. Like, we're all going to invest in it. Didn't happen. Expectations now, non-existent. Nobody's expecting anything from Darkness Ablaze. If anything, sentiments towards Darkness Ablaze have become negative. The reason for that is Darkness Ablaze is a victim of circumstances, along with Sword and Shield Base, Rebel Clash. Every set after Darkness Ablaze has just improved. Vivid Voltage, we got Amazing Rare, so you can get hits more easily. Champion's Path had the double Charizard, one of which was the one Darkness Ablaze should have had. Shining Fates, Hidden Fates 2.0, or 0.5, regardless of how you want to see it, if you see it inferior or superior. So back to what I was saying, Battle Styles, alternate arts. And now we got Chilling Grain, alternate arts. It just pales in comparison to them because of circumstances. So expectations aren't very high for this set. As for the reality, at release, Darkness Ablaze was actually a pretty fun set. Supply wasn't insane, so you didn't really think about that. People were opening plenty of it, like I myself opened 2 cases. And the Charizard VMAX was a very fun pull. We had the bonus blisters, which would it was a Darkness Ablaze pack and a Sword and Shield base pack, or Rebel Clash in some cases. It was very strange. And then 6 to 12 months now. Reality, the set, I think it's actually in kind of a bad place right now. The reason I say that is it's close to being, it's very new. It's the 5th newest set, okay? So it's very likely that if the supply gets demolished again or something goes wrong, they're gonna just keep reprinting it. It's very much within that line of fire. But there's 4 sets in front of it. Shining Fates, priority number 1. It's a big one. Battle Styles, their player set. Oh, well, that's gone. Battle Styles, Vivid Voltage, and Champion's Path. I don't know where Champion's Path falls anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Zards and Pokemon were actually really good variants. That's what I was saying. This set is very reprint based. What I mean by that is, depending on how much they reprint it, or if they reprint it, heavily determines its future growth potential. Look at the set at the beginning. It's actually fairly decent. Supply wasn't bad. Playability, because it doesn't exist, we don't have to worry about it going out of standard. The intrinsic value is pretty solid. The expectations, reality, deviation, it was all fairly solid. And now over here, it's just Pound Town. Like, it's awful. Yeah, it went up to 180, but when everything goes up, can you realistically stop and go, this was a fantastic investment? No, just the rising sea. When the sea rises, it lifts all boats. Even the ones that are at the bottom, the little rinky-dinky ships, even those get lifted up. If Darkness Ablaze gets a massive reprint to try and fully rectify the prices, bring it back down to $100, it's going to demolish the set. It's going to be very difficult for it to recover and reach the $180 price point again. But if they only do small reprints, it'll have steady kind of staircase growth. There will be periods where it'll go up, and as people are able to lock in their profits, they'll keep driving the prices back. If they do not reprint it, which is possible, okay? I say possible because Darkness Ablaze is a very reasonable price by comparison to everything in front of it. If they don't reprint it, this set might be a sleeper. Why? The Charizard is actually a very nice card. It's maintaining a solid price as a 10 at like $350. As a 9, I'm going to guess probably around $100, $150, somewhere in that vicinity. Like pretty good prices, I'd say. The Pokemon distribution is actually really solid because Salamence and Scizor are 2 favorites. Then you got Eternatus, the legendary of the set. Rose is pretty modest. We got Kabu in it, which is a nice little trainer. And then, of course, Charizard VMAX. we got the shiny Rillaboom, so one of the starters. So if they do not reprint it, I could see this set having nice steady growth. But if they do, I hope you don't have too much money parked in this at too high of a price. Like I said, I picked up my case at I think I overpaid for that one because I was supporting an LGS. $600. I think that's how much I paid for it. But don't purchase at the 180 mark. Please don't. This right now it's too risky because running it through the rat system, Darkness Ablaze could be reprinted at literally any time right now. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me, did you guys enjoy this style of video? Do you guys want more spider systems to archive like this? And if so, tell me what kind of spider system, what sets you want me to run this over. I'm going to start doing this on intervals, sets at a couple weeks after release. I'll run one, then at the 6-month mark I'll run another one and keep doing this. Alright, so again, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave your suggestions down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.